All right. I would like to say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is KWAME OPA Weeks for the perspective, and I thought to come here this early morning just to brief you on, some of the updates that we have for the work we've done for the past month. And first of all, I want to say thanks to all our viewers, all of those who continue to trust what we do, and all of those who have in the background supporting us financially. I know it has not been perfect, but at least we've been fighting and going. So we'll be giving you update on Pretty. You all know the girl who was suffering from endometriosis. She's currently in India and underwent or undergoing her surgery, her treatment in India. In India, we also have our sister there who has the liver cancer. We'll be giving you a little bit of update. Then we have Momolu, who had his surgery, first kidney transplant, just about 3 years ago from his little brother. And then after that, he would then transition because he was not taking his drugs. So Momolu lost that kidney, and he's going back to India. He's currently at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. Then the case with Augustine, the homeless guy who we saw in Chikisu factory. His leg was amputated, but we met up with some extra charges. We raised around close to $400+ and to our surprise, ELWA is charging, extra $485 money that we have to find in order to have him discharged. His leg was amputated, and we, pay for a lot of, blood for transfusion over, 6 to 7 pounds, I don't know, pounds or pints or whatever it's measured in. And we are yet to go to this morning to pick him up from there. But of all of this, it is Pretty Cooper. You all know the girl who had the endometriosis. She's currently in India and undergoing her surgery, and we hope that she will come home, smiling. Then we have Marlene. You all know about Marlene as well, the girl, 5 years old, who lives in the slum, only daughter for her mom. We managed to raise around 3,500 United States dollars. Again, you heard me. 3,500 United States dollars. We had 3 persons who donated 1,000 each. And then we had Nino Brown, who donated $500, and a few of you there as well. So we have, based after everything, we have 3,500 US dollars that is in our possession, and we looking to raise $4,500 more to be able to take Marlene from here along with her mother. So Marlene and her mom's ticket will hover around $1,500. Her surgery is around $4,000 to $5,000, as we were told, because she has out of a sore on her kidney, and the other one is working. So it's like you try to either remove that one and go through, radiation and chemotherapy with the hope that the other one will be okay. We would have flown her out of here. Good morning, KWAME OPA Weeks. I'm following you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA on this early Tuesday morning, March 17, 2026. Emmanuel Pro, that's a lot of details. And so all of these different work. But what I want you to know, especially to our viewers, the work that we do, we barely get paid. There are few, a bulk of you, I don't want to say few, but let's just say based on the numbers, who got 310,000 followers. That's over, we're running to half a million followers. And every time we go live, we have some secret followers who will say, "My man, I send you $100. I send you $200 for every live." Mind you, every live that we do, there are people who they will not donate to the program, but they will send me money personally, and send me, "My man, I saw the program, but a little buck, put it in your pocket for your gas." So somebody will say, okay. Like Esther, for example, every time we go live, Esther will send her little $40. And we will do all of this. But let me tell you guys, the health system in Liberia is very, very challenged. If you live in the United States of America and you visited in Liberia, Casey Johnson. Good morning. I'm Casey Johnson, watching you from Cotton Tree, Lower Margiri. Good morning, Casey. If you are in here and you visiting, you got to pray. You got to pray not to get sick, not to have an emergency illness that will not be able to take you back, whether to the United States or to Belgium or anywhere, for your insurance to kick in. Christian Rese, good morning. Opa, how are you doing? So, and you have almost close to 100 persons here watching. Their petrol prices have gone up now. And this morning, we're looking to travel to Banga to do a little research there. And we want to go to Banga this morning to do a little research and come back. We can leave by 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, by 2, 3 o'clock to be back. And that's why we will be asking here for those of you who will be watching this particular broadcast, if you want to, sponsor this trip to Banga, with $5, $10, anything to get us, to buy some petrol, we will definitely, appreciate that with you. So I'm gonna put the information up here first, and that's the SendWave information. Let me put that up there. So, and if you try to sponsor us, we'll still be happy. And so, like I was saying, now Liberia is actually not monetized. So all the work we do, even if we get 500,000 view, 1 million view, that's also breeze. All of that go in the breeze, because we will not get paid. And Liberia is working on, getting the country monetized, which is a good thing. Now, working in Liberia, what's going to happen to the rest of the population? with the price of gas. Yes, you're so right. Good morning, Uncle Pa. I'm Isaac Smith Sr. from Kakata, Liberia, but I'm currently in River G County for business purpose. Isaac, how are you? I mean, things are tough. And the problem with us in this country, because of politics, so when one group is in power, the other group pray that the country should not prosper. Everything about the country should be bad because they're not in power. And then when another group takes over, that other group prays, that the country should not prosper, So that's what's killing Liberia. And then you have a very bad education system, bad, hospitality, the people, you go to banks in this country, the way the tellers talk to you, like they say, the money you carry there for the mind power. You go to the hospital, beside a few good nurses, you will sit down there while you're maybe bleeding to death and they don't care. Sometimes your chart is missing. Mind you, not to say they don't have, a lot of good people. Like one of my favorite persons in the healthcare sector is Madame Birch, the current head of JFK. Administratively, if you go there, the place is way cleaner, than before. Like, it's painted, smells good, and all of that. But yet, our people, you can't be in the same place at the same time. Christian, right? So, thank you so much again. We just want to say we're sorry. And so we're going to ask our folks back to log back in. And it is not easy for the kind of work, we do. You can't be coming on the platform 24/7 because the way we were brought up, you can't be online 24/7, and begging and asking people. A lot of you come on the platform here, you get entertained. You get entertained, you watch, you see a story. Then you have a whole group, the majority, they will call you, oh, Mr. Weeks, even to meet you in the street, my man, you're doing a wonderful job. You're doing a fabulous job, my man. You're doing a good job. But none of them will look you and say, okay, so if we were in places like Nigeria, especially in Nigeria, I always say that in Nigeria, because Nigerians, they promote their own. They don't give a damn. They promote their own. But here, somebody will send you $100, say, oh, my man, the $100 is for my birthday. Like I remember one lady sent me $200. She said she want me to go to the orphanage home and do her birthday there because it was her birthday and do yada, yada, yada. So I went out of that, we bought 9 bags of rice at $15 each. It's about 11:47. So my brother, so we bought the rice and we went there and do the delivery and call her name. Let's just assume say her name was Mary Paul. So when we say this rice, we're showing video and thing. That woman called me back and said, why I not call her middle initial? Why I not say Mary T. Paul? I just said Mary Paul. I had to send that woman $200 back to her, even though she didn't give me 5 cents, because all we're trying to do is protect, the work that we do. Lately, she tried to call me up. I just blocked her, and she called somebody to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And I told that person, to get out of my face, and it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I mean, I don't understand why we just hit each other. We don't, we don't support each other. And then you have another group who will tell you, say, oh no, my man, I didn't even know you were part of CDC, you supported CDC. So, I'm not going to, help your program as if to say they were helping, So I tell them, say, okay, so give me your full name so we can make unsubscribe you, so we can stop you. You go, you block them from the platform, and they go call other people, oh, I don't know why the man blocked me, but you got to know why I blocked you. Because with or without you, the program's going to go on. It's growing. We were at 274,000, when they were making all of these, silly ass remarks and claims and counterclaim. From 274, we were able to get 35,000 more followers. That's a lot of folks. Hey, Serena, how are you? We were able to get 35 more thousand. So we're 310,000, and we're looking to, getting more followers. And the platform continue to save lives. And the work we do is one, filled with, passion and all of that. It is not just because we want to, just grab a camera and all of that. So, did we gain anything as we started the program? Yes, we did, because, there are a lot of you on here that, we've interact and continue to interact with, and you remain an integral part of the Perspective Pro. And because of you, we are here, and because of us, you're there. So we will not come on and say, okay, this is why, there's so politically, even if we had a side, it's normal. It's normal. When we started the program, we were part of the CDC, and you supported us with your dollars, your little dollars. Then CDC left. The time we were part, where you knew we were part of the government, you were there, Director General, Liberian News Agency, blah, blah, blah. Lena Panorama. You used to support us. Wait, now that we're not there again, then you say, oh no, I can't support you. Then what do you want? And so I just want to encourage all of you that we need to grow together. And it is not me, it is these ordinary people, these vulnerable people in Nigeria that are struggling. So imagine a girl like Pretty Cooper. If people like Victoria had not bought her, if people like Victoria had not bought her plane ticket, because we were going live that day, and Victoria had just said, oh, I will purchase the ticket. And then Kimberly Duke say, oh, I contribute 1,000. What would have happened to this girl? This girl went to India. She's been in India now for almost going to her second week. Well, Bill Conway says, good morning, Mr. Wicks. I'm watching from Cameron River. God bless you. Thank you, Bill. Kawikin. Okay, he's watching from Kawikin. My man, Kawikin is a nice place to be. I like the gravel palm butter in Kawikin. King George, good morning, Mr. Weeks. Thanks so much for your hard work. I always watching from Hungary. That's in Europe. Oh, that's cool, King. And, every morning I check my phone before work. So, I mean, we just want to encourage all of you that, please, whatever you do, try to lend that support. And then you have another group, even as you're trending, online with us, just to comment that war, to share that war, to tap the like button is still war. So, And those are the ones who will be making demands, who will be saying all kinds of stuff. Steffi Chig, good morning as well, Steffi. You know, and you come on social media where nobody's seeing your face to just even type and say, oh, I love the program, or this or that. That war, or to even share the video, that war. And so we continue to encourage all of you, no matter what, where you are. This comment coming from Paulina Thomas. She says she's watching from Ghana. Good morning. God bless you for everything you're doing, Paulina. Thank you so much. How are you, my sister? How's Ghana? And continue to follow us. Okay. And so we just want to make you to know that you have helped so many times. You continue to help people. You continue to save, us. You continue to save people on this platform. Like I had a little girl, Evelyn. Evelyn, someone's watching us from Carwell, and that's Beatrice Red. Beatrice, we love you. Good morning to you. Quincy Elliott, he said, good morning, sir. Good morning. Thanks for the great job you're doing. That's Paya Bobodi. Richard and Flomo say good morning, following from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Hey, a lot of Liberians, my local people are in the house. Thank you so much for following. And Richard Flomo. Flomo could be Pele or Loma name, or from Lofa. What are you doing in Buchanan, my man? You need to go, Africa Baba. He said, good morning, Mr. Wicks. Thanks for all you do. Good morning to all of you. Now, so then you have another set of group who they're silent, they watch, and they make donation financially, but you will call back to say, oh no, thank you, and you will not get them. Just, even though you know that they did that. They just want to be quiet. These people, they give cheerfully. And I always, hey, couple and Roland, how are you? They give cheerfully and they never look back. So every effort that every time they give and we try to help, this becomes a little problem. Couple, Akoi, she is from New Matadi in Fanti Town. Okay, Fanti Town, that's where her name stays. Marlene, but I don't know who is that. Maybe it's the girl that we met when we went to Marlene. We'll go see Marlene today. Quincy is from Europe and Sweden. Good morning, Best. To one of Liberia's best men who continue to use his platform to bring release. Mr. We continue the good work. That's from Emmanuel S. Smith. So, I mean, we have a history, when you see somebody come to you and say, Mr. Weeks, for example, Mr. Weeks, eat my money, or Mr. Weeks not giving this, or Mr. Weeks this, blah, blah, blah. Those are people, so you come to Mr. Weeks and you say, oh, Mr. Weeks, I can't see you, my eye blind, I beg you, please help me. They call you, maybe after 1 month, then you pick their calls. When you pick their call, then you set up the interview, and people want to contribute $500. To do what? To fix their eyes so they can see again. Now, because you're in the business, you go on eye doctor, or an optician. You call the optician and he answers, and you set up all the appointment. You say maybe you pick the hospital like JFK or ELWA. JFK is the best when it comes to eyes. and the person, you call them, you let them know that, oh yeah, we raised $500 to help you get your eye done. Then this same person call you and say, oh, send me the money, we ourselves go to the hospital, or, I know one man, one witch doctor in Boncante, he say he will help with the eye and this and that. We don't call your phone again because you're not ready. You're not ready because we know what you want to do with the money. So what do? We take that $500, like you see sometimes we just go places, some of the children we see on the sidewalk, we give it, or we call somebody quietly, we give it to them. You like a gospel money, say, I think, because you're not ready. You don't use us to raise money to say, okay, you won't go do C-section to cut the baby. Then when time comes, you go, you say, oh no, one community midwife there will help you deliver. If you knew all of this, then why you make us to go, And sometimes not all the account that they will give you as we're growing now, people have lied to us. Some of the stories we cover, a few of them have not been accurate after we go years back. And sometimes it comes to money or it comes to, say, they're taking care of the person. Now, like, take the 13-year-old little girl who was allegedly raped. She was raped because what is consensual, that's rape, because the age of consent in Liberia is 18. Her name is Gifted in I don't know, Doe community. So this girl called me up, and needed to see her. She called me up, oh, I've been to my boyfriend's place, yada, yada, yada. I see the lady working in the community, she got raped and she's only 13. I go, I see the lady, the baby is pregnant. I see the mother got 6 different children, 6 different fathers. I see the room they're living in, it's like a pig pen, very, very, very dilapidated, shaky place, Okay. We managed to raise money and took the girl to ELWA hospital. She got a cesarean section. Then, to only find out when they went to go do the cesarean section, they find out that she needed, some kind of surgery, which I can't explain on here. So the health worker called me up and said, Mr. Weeks, since we're calling you up, this is the situation we're gifted. But you're the pa now, blah, 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 blah. 6 months, she needs to come back for operation. We said, okay. A few women were calling me. Oh, they want the child, they want the baby, they this, they that. I'm going to go find a place where they get to move, to put everybody on pause. Now, when they saw that, and they put I put their number, one of the aunties, and people were sending her, $50, $60, that. They say, the baby now, we cannot take control of the baby. Because all the ticket now, we won't take the baby, put the baby in one baby, and the people be sending, $1 million we eating it. That girl called to the hospital. She wanted to discharge this little girl from the hospital, even when the doctors were not discharging. Fast forward, I got back to the hospital. The mother looked at me, the mother for Gifted, looked at me and said, thank you, this is where you stop. I won't get my child home. I said, okay. We checked her out and we go. The baby didn't even spend 1 more week and a half, and the baby died. And the baby died. Okay? The baby died. And so when the baby died, the little girl started roaming all in the community again. Roaming all in the community. The baby died. But then people were calling the auntie, and she didn't tell the auntie that the baby died. So she was still there collecting money from the auntie and from people who would call. She said, oh, the baby need that, oh, the baby need this. And when they collect money, what we were hearing, the money would not reach to the little girl. And even though the child died, I mean, it was a whole lot. So it was a half big story because later on, then they said, oh, the baby pa, the baby pa show up, small little boy, he show up and they play gift to gone, and all of that stuff. So it's a whole thing. So the little girl didn't get psychosocial counseling, and all of that. And then most of these things, if you even involve gender ministry, they call me, we waited for them to come forever, they will not show up, so it's like you on your own. You will hear about rape, incest, sodomy, and all these different things. They will pick justice that they themselves want to hand out. So you see, maybe the police will want, like you see now, everybody running to St. Jackson case. They're not going to St. Jackson case because they want to find where they abused. Do you know how many people were abused, and died from domestic violence here in this country? Do you know how many unsolved murders or cold cases LMP before, and this LMP now have never solved and never will solve? Do you know how many babies got raped and they never got justice? No rush to do forensics, no rush to do, all of these different tests. Do you know how many persons lost their lives in this town? And there was no rush to justice. But let up somebody say now, KWAME Weeks, somebody accused me of raping even a 17-year-old 364 days. The one day before I get 10, 18, or she was a hooker, she now sleep with 1 billion men. The speed said they will come for me, They will come for me. They will come because it is the kind of justice that they want. They cherry pick it. They'll be like, oh yeah, just like you having, buffet. You go, you pick someone jollof rice. He said, no, I don't like jollof rice. Me add some smokey on the one. Collard green, this, that. That's what's happening here. Look at your sister, people like Jessica Lloyd, who, Americans where her knee cut the girl neck. We have all the proof, audio. I got audio in my possession where Lucas were offering the family 10,000 so he will just go through Sierra Leone border. I told the mother of Jessica, I said, ma, take that money here. If you not take it, your own lawyer then will take it. She didn't listen to me. Jessica's mother, she didn't listen to me. I said, take that money. You take that money, then you tell them, say, he didn't give you nothing. Then he bring it to you. You tell him, say, he didn't give you nothing. Because there's no proof. But take it. Because if you don't take it, somebody will take it. And you're going to get, you won't get justice. And she saw what happened to the point where the girl, Jessica was confronting the day where they said they let the guy go. Jessica was walking in the street. If I watched that video, it's like you take a dagger and, put it in my rib cage and try to rip up my heart. That little girl lived through trauma up to now. She's living it, even though she acts like all is well. And yeah, Wilson, all of you watching. So it is very, very sad for our country. Very, very sad. So most of these cases, now people will see it because we tell them that if somebody come and they say, okay, because what is glaring in the work that we do, you can't go, you see somebody, their stomach is bloated all the way in front of them. They're having cirrhosis or something like that. You don't want to know the history. People will help because they see that the person is sick and they're dying. People will help. But it is the la behind. Like this guy who fought with Augustine recently from Chickasaw Factory. Who went there first, he doesn't have people. Then he got people. And then carrying in the hospital, the other guy, wants this. So I said, but this man, you put the man, you took the man and isolated him in one house. You go, you're just hanging food to the window. Now we bring him to the hospital. Then you who used to hand a man food to a window now, you say you won't be sleeping with a man in the hospital, even though they ain't call a man food. So their food now not smelling no more, or you want to take credit for something that you didn't do. So I mean, we're so used to them. Then they have another group of people that are online, like we're going live. If somebody come now and say, "Oh, Mr. Weeks, I sent you $50 for you to buy gas to go to Banga this morning," they will go and they take that person's name, their Facebook name, and they go in the person inbox and say, "Oh my, it's not easy. It's not easy on me." They start with $10. They will not ask for big money. Oh, my, I hold your phone. Can you send me $10? I'll eat today, just like a bit. Because you're a human being, you don't know this person. You go, you send them $10. When you send that $10, oh, you finish. The next 3 days they will call. They say, "Oh, thank you for the last time. Oh, mama, this, that. Oh, please send me." And now he say, "Oh, my daughter in the hospital. She dying." You know, you're not going to send $10. So maybe you send some kind of 40 or 50. Tankan, maybe he go find somebody's daughter and call you on video and say, "Thank you. Say hi to your mom, this and that." They will not let you rest. It start to go, and then boom. Next thing, you just block our platform, because if anybody come and go to you privately and solicit money from you in your DM, how is that, what that got to do with us? So some of the people then, like, even though they will send message, they don't care. They will never respond. They will never respond. Yes, Patricia Logan said we're our own problem. We are our own problem. And you got folks, you will come on the show, you see 300 person watching, then you go low, only 2 share. They're just there. They're just there, dumbfounded or whatever. They just stuck there. They don't care. They're watching, even though they're not making any contribution, no donation, nothing. They're not commenting. They're not doing nothing. They're not sharing. They're just there watching. You should waste all your data. Liberia here now, gas is gone, data is gone. And if gas, mind you, if the ship then were bringing all of these different stuff, all of the different things in the country playing, are bringing all the goods and things. If they start to not have gas, the next ripple effect is going to go on prices. Goods then will start getting expensive. And then if cassava, you used to bring the cassava maybe in town for $5 to bring the whole thing for transportation. If you're paying $10, where will you get the other $5? You will put it in the cassava. So this gas effect, that is, you got hundreds of ships or tankers stuck in the Strait of Hormuz, that's in the Gulf of Oman, there, all the way in the Persian Gulf, and they're stuck there. Guess what? Because of these ships being stuck down in that little strait, that's about, you talk about 3 to 5 mile radius. And these big tankers, they're stuck there with the fear that, they will get struck by an Iranian drone or something. So the ship done there. How long would this last for? People like President Trump, they don't blink. Trump not somebody, when you say Trump cross your mind, you think that he coming to apologize, he coming for your grandma, your grandpa, everybody on it. So we're in it for a long haul. But the saddest part is everybody, even those in the opposition, us, including myself, everybody will be praying for gas not to come in the country, just so the government will look bad. Because what? That's what they did as well. You remember? That's what they did as well. You get one money, we were in power then. But even my own people, they were like, "My man, you don't know how to be there." I said, "No, but I don't know how to lie." They will get up in the morning and say, oh, 3 missing boys. That job we are killed, all 3 of them. Now you just saw them take power and man come up and say, no, those boys got drowned. So case closed. Gregory Coleman, he come, said case closed. Those 3 boys, they ain't got nothing to do. So why do we hate our country? Look at, I posted just now, I posted, go on my page, KWAME OPA Weeks, where I posted, I said, God bless President Bouaka, my president, and I love my country, with the situation in Guinea. One of my partisans called me, my man, the thing the man and I used to do to all that, when you do, what you President Bouaka for? But the country is under attack. As a patriotic Liberian, you must rally around your president, even if you didn't like him. When 9/11 came, now one Democrat, even though George Bush was president, not a single Democrat went against, because the country was under attack. If there's a flood, Americans come together. When you have recession, they come together. Anything that is an attack on the country, the people, they unite. But that's not the case with UP and CDC, because are the 2 parties that get a country now. When UP in power, CDC pray that the country, they must not eat food, nothing. So everything in the country must be bad. Then when CDC take power, the parties in there pray, they will go to Washington, D.C., see lying to white people. We are men a bad killer. He taking children kidney, doing that. The country go there, you want die. Fire burning all over the place. Then UP can take power. CDC go to calling Congress. Everybody on it. I mean, how? So you have, you say, no, Mr. Weeks, you're getting it wrong. The current situation is global. Yeah, who not saying it's global, Elisha? You can't educate me. I'm a journalist. What am I getting wrong? The current situation is global. It got nothing to do with Liberia. But Liberia is at the end of the food chain. You hear say Liberia get oil, they sell oil black. What the oil that you produce in this country? None. So don't lecture me. I know this terrain well. I know my current events to my fingertip. Right. Somebody said that's what he's trying to say. Quincy, maybe I should speak, I don't know what dialect you speak. I can speak Pele, Katuawe, or Kran, Tayo, so I can explain it to you. It is global. And because it's global, it's going to have a ripple effect. Just 2-3 days ago, gas price has gone up. And when the gas price goes up, goods and services prices will also go up. That's what's happening. And you got the drivers in the town now taking advantage of poor people. They will tell you, oh no, I stopped in only to ELWA Junction. Then they eat 200 from you. Then when they get to ELWA, if you're in the car, they say, oh, now we're going in town. Normally, you would just take the taxi from here, Rehab Junction, all the way to town for maybe 200 or 300. But now they will tell you, no, I stop in to SKD or ELWA Junction. You pay them 200. At this time, I was only 100. Then when you get there again, now they tell you, say, we'll go in town, as opposed to taking you on a one stretch, and it's tough. And the reason why, every time I try to educate people on this platform, I try to be balanced, because this is not political. It's all about human interest. Even though human interest, right. Everything in Liberia is political. It has nothing to do with going back to school. You can be educated and still remain political. Our own politics is very bad. It's detrimental. There's politics in heaven. There's politics everywhere, in the church, everywhere you find politics. Even in your own body, there is politics. But, we are in an autoimmune situation where it is the body, it's the country that is attacking itself. That's what's happening to Liberia. It's like you have lupus. Liberia has lupus. And when you have lupus, look it up. It is your immune system attacking itself, and it's attacking the body. So one moment your liver is hurting, your heart is hurting, and you have to start watching what to eat, what not to eat, because it is your body seeing itself as the enemy. And so Liberians continue to see themselves as enemy. We didn't grow up like that. Liberia was a country where carnation meant milk. Collard greens were for Sunday. You have cornbread, collard green. Right, Patricia Logan, you better be grateful. She said, "What's the best way forward, Mr. Weeks?" I don't have the solution. Well, the best way forward, like you were saying, only unity. Unity and proper education. Get experts. Bring foreigners to come and teach in the system with experience. Back in the day, I was in SPS in the 80s. All my teachers went to multilateral. 99% of my teachers were all foreigners, Japanese. I had Indians, PhD. I was in high school, but no bachelor degree teacher taught me. Ask Nibali Wanda, we were classmates. We had PhD and master degrees teaching us, the late Fla, Edward Tilley, the late Cheru, Councillor Cheru. Those people, they were our teachers, and you blame people now. My maid, the girl we just hired a few days, not even 5 days, she came to say, "I'm looking for work." She was just walking in the community. I said, "But how do I trust somebody who just walking in the community and said they're looking for work?" So when she came, I told my sis, I said, since she's a lady, go talk to her to work on her hygiene, bought her deodorant and all of that, and tell her to come the next day. That lady, don't you know, she left the village way deep behind Kakata, Bonmine area there. She said, "Boss man," they said, "Listen, Allah." She said, "I will go my find, you see the pineapple there, it'll rotting. You bring it in town, they charge you when you bring it in town for the people to buy it. They won't buy it for nothing. Then no way. Planting bunch. They planting about 4 years for 200. The whole bunch, they can won't buy it for 100. Nowhere to sell our products, our produce, So what kind of farm will make? You make the country red. They say no, they don't want to eat it. They don't like the country rest. They go buy the $15 or rice from the bag. Even we that on the farm now, we'll do the country rest. We don't want to eat it now. We won't go eat. I mean, we're not patriotic, Gerald said, "Kwame, you're also a good teacher, my brother." Thank you, Gerald. God bless you. So, and you take, for example, so Kwame Weeks, for example, thank you, Gerald. Let me just bring this to mind. Kwame Weeks goes to high school. I graduate in places like Greenville, and I top the class. And Ministry of Education is not bringing teachers. And Kwame doesn't have the money to come to university, to what the place needs. Maybe he said he chose a community college in Greenville, and he enrolls there. When he go there the first week, the school reached out to him and said, my man, we got a gap in ninth grade, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, the same school. You don't mind if you come and be a TA, teacher assistant. That man just graduated last year. He was top of the school. He comes back to that same high school, Sinoha, and he starts to teach. Student that just graduated from the high school, he come back, he start teaching from 7th grade. By the time you make up your mind, 1, 2, 3 years, he's teaching 12th grade. No experience, never went outside the borders, never read maybe pick up a New York Times magazine in his hand, haven't seen, he don't even know where, you talk about Wall Street, where he don't even know. So he talking to these 12th graders that they're blind, because what do you add at the same situation you have at our universities here? Same thing. Then you have maybe a Liberian who is a professor from the USA. He look at the situation. He comes to Liberia. He said, okay, Ministry of Education, provide me with only housing and transportation. Give me a car. The same, and a little car that y'all get to your deputy minister. Then give me one of those cars and pay my rent. That all. I got PhD in environmental science. I graduated from, Michigan State University, but I want to teach at the UL. You got PhD. Guess what? They would never hire you. The first thing, they will fire you so that you will go back to America, even though you're a Liberian. Even though. Yeah, I'm saying the prices thing is not about school. Your comment when you said the only way forward to improve the prices and all of that, people don't, about politics. It's the mindset. It ain't got nothing to do with school. To love your country, what you got to do? To be patriotic, what does it have to do? Love is not educational. It's instantaneous. Like, it just comes natural. It's involuntary. That's why you can't ask yourself why a dog eats shit. Because it's just natural. It loves it. That's it, period. What it does in his body and all of that. So you see one man, he got everything. He's good looking, abs, everything. But you check out his girlfriend. She got cross eyes. She walking all kind of way. But yet he falls in love with her because it's not smart. To love something, you don't have to be educated to love. So that's what I said. To love Liberia, you don't have to be educated. But for you to advance, Liberia, in a way that you want it to be advanced, you have to know something, okay? And you come. I mean, there's a lot happening in our country, and sometimes you would try to blame the people, and then sometimes you say maybe because they don't have the experience. Sometimes you would say because that's the status quo, and you build your own schools. The schools are just like churches in this country. Now, there's so many schools in Liberia to the point where you don't know what's being taught. There's no curriculum. There's no set curriculum where, you go and the Ministry of Education say, okay, all the 6th graders must read John Brown Going Home. It's a literature book. That particular book, the entire country must read it when they get in 6th grade. All 6th graders must read that. The other man, they own a school, he just go, he get. Some school, majority of the school, don't say they don't have Ministry of Education license to operate. They just there. And the other Minister of Education asking the other time, Ansu Sani, he said, instead of the children being in the community working, it could for somebody to just be teaching them so we can close them. What? So that means anybody can just take a car and jump on the street to say, oh yeah, instead of people just be walking, going to a cross street. So the man just take the car, even though he can't drive good, he just take the car, carrying it, driving, carrying people. Why if he kills someone? You know, those community schools, the teachers then could be all crackhead and lying to the students and say 1+1 are 9. And by the time the kids realize it's late, they'll be peddling that 1+1 is 9. And that's what they're going to go by. So if nothing is not legal, it's just not legal. There's no sympathy in paying taxes. When the feds come to your house and your car note expire, even though your mom, pa, and all that people, then the debt collector is there. He wants to collect his debt. Yeah, Elisha, that's a damn good, yep, it's a damn good thing. Yeah, where we could go and visit, and interview teacher. That's a good, wow, I could pay you for this proposal. Yeah, and it is so sad. It is so sad. Even at the university, can you imagine university students are afraid of their professors? How? How do you walk in the US? You at the university. You enter university. Then you say you're scared of the professor. What? Scared of him for what? Or you didn't come to school, so he's going to chastise you why you didn't come as a university student. That him paying, the money you paying coming from your pocket. Then, is he the one who's going to repeat the class? Or you graduate from a university in America, and then they say if you not come for, you not pay $500 for your graduation fee, God, I really don't understand us. It's a tough one. But hey, again, I can never get tired talking about my country, and I just want to encourage all of you who are watching on here. It's a lot, and if there are things that you don't know about Liberia, you need to know about it. Call us. We'll lecture you. We'll tell you. For us, we don't sugarcoat it. We won't. A country where everything. Can you imagine? Liberia is the only country where the only government that is in power will want everybody to follow that route. So the whole country should go left. It's not like in America, you got Trump is in power. But you got the Democrats, the independents, the conservative, and all these different people, and liberals, and these different views. It's after 3 a.m. here in Delaware, and Kwame, you really got me awake. He said, got him awake. So if there's something that puzzles you in Liberia, about Liberia, just type it right here. I will answer you. While it's done, said Mr. Weeks, are you hopeful that the system will change? Great question while it's down. Yes, hope is something that anyone can. You can get up and say, oh, I hope my wife doesn't cheat on me. And then she goes out again and sleeps with another guy. And you come back and you keep hoping, because maybe you and her got 6, 7 children. So you just keep hoping with the hope that she changes and become, a faithful person. It's not the situation with Liberia. Liberia needs one damn good radicalized leader. Radical in his approach. Now I'm not talking about despotically or tyrannically. No. But a leader that will come out and say he's closing his eyes on on a whole lot of stuff and apply like what's sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander. If Kwame steals a bag of chips, right? If Kwame steals this bag of chips, he gets 6 months in jail. If Waka's son steals the same chips, he gets 2. No, that's more like a slap on the wrist. That's where we can hope. And you cannot hope for something to change. Jojo says an inspirational lecture. Yeah, ask more questions, Jojo will answer. You cannot change something that you don't know the initial state. So every time you say, if you have $5 and you say, change this money, you want this 5, even though you're going to get the same value, but now it will not be a single $5. You might get Washington heads 5 pieces or quarters or dime. You can't hope for a change in Liberia when you don't know what Liberia looked like before. So those, especially the millennials and these Gen Zs and all they were born now, the schools, their teachers were not teaching them about Liberian history. There are children in this country don't know who, they're 20 years old, they don't know who is Charles Tiller. There are people in this country, they're 25 years old, you ask them who is Charles Gange Tiller or Samuel Canyon Doe. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Nobody's, the guys, maybe the history teacher or whatever, geography teacher or civic teacher, they run from that aspect of the history of Liberia, and a high school student graduate and don't know how many counties are there in Liberia. They don't. They don't. You ask them what's the capital city of Maryland, they don't know. All these little histories, they don't. They don't. So how can you, just your own local history, you don't know that Japan, what Zelensky and what he need doing also in Russia there with Putin and, all around the world you would know. No, you can't. See, that's my sister Nora Ba. She's trending with us. We used to be in the same high school before, Zoido Matalatra. She's an alumni like myself. And she can attest to it, and things that we saw. I was doing academics. Yes, they do, Patricia, they know. And staying with saying they know who CIC is, they know because that's what's trending. Now, if you're a musician in the country, if you sing anything that you not get mancos inside, or you're talking about genitals, private parts, or promiscuity, if those things are not in your lyrics, trust me, you will sing until you die. Nobody will call you. But when you get on stage and you say, pump it, job, you start singing, all those kind of songs, you will make it. But why is Davido and all of these guys in Nigeria, they're making it, yet they're not cussing, mom, they're not doing all these kind of stuff. And she said, I think because we don't, she said, because we don't have writers, Anyway, guys, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about our country, but then I don't want to paint a doom and gloom situation for Liberia, because people are hopeful that things will definitely get better, and it's what's on their mind, that the country is going to improve, and all we can do is pray, and not praying in the way that our country, where you see it is glaring. There's some people you see the person, one of their leg wants to cut up, spoil, and you, like the guy who, Augustine, we took at ELW, the reason is because he has a very bad necrotizing bacteria that was eating up his leg. And the reason why it was almost like that, because he kept believing that, his foot will come back on and some deity from up there will come and pray and say, sing a magic wand and he get a brand new foot. So he kept going from one bush doctor to one pastor, bush doctor, from the church to country doctor, to church to country doctor, to the final point where he was dying before he made a move to reach out to us. And then we were able to, save his life. And it's my utmost hope that, he'll be okay. And we pray that things will get better for him. Again, if you're watching and the program is there, we're here. If you, whether after the program or before the program or during the program, if you want to, contribute to the work we do, we're not, they say beggars are not choosers. So you can always visit our account. It's there. You can visit and make a donation, and we will appreciate you for that. And we pray with all of you. Those of you in the United States, we're praying for you as well. Work hard, to take care of your family back home, and don't let anything or others might say. Then the same goes for all of you who are watching. My heart pours out for you, and I wish you all the best. And it's my hope that one day, like so many of you during Christmas time, when I walk in the supermarkets in Monrovia, I just get a pat on the back when I open my mouth. Oh, you're Mr. Weeks, and they will go, you're Mr. Weeks, and then I will be like, yes, I'm Mr. Weeks, and that will be. So I hope that all goes well, and I pray that you enjoy everything, and wish you all the best. I salute you. God bless you. Bye-bye.